Okay, let's get started. So, that's some pretty cool color picker going on here. Um, got a big list of things though that I can keep working on with the color picker. Um, so I tried running this on my laptop earlier, and there's some bugs. So I think we're gonna quickly fix those and cross those off the list. Um, I'm wondering if I should move this to like a different file. I think for now it's fine. Um, so here, when you first boot up the program, because DL close just says that it's supposed to support, we can actually blow this up a little bit. Have to properly wrap. So DL close, here we go. If the handle does not refer to an open handle or the symbol table handle could not be closed, DL close will return non-zero value. So if handle does not refer to an open symbol table handle, implies that you should be able to pass this an invalid handle such as null, and it won't do anything. It'll just return it'll just return like an error, which doesn't matter if it's not open. But apparently, in glibc just decides it's going to dereference the pointer for no apparent reason and crash. So we will just put a check here and a note. If handle, we'll close it. No. glibc is buggy GNU-ware. So we need to check this. You might be wondering why I can just make that comment, but that's because all of GNU software is pretty awful garbage. Probably a large reason why Linux is still such a pile of junk nowadays, but at least it's not Windows. It's got that going for it. Anyways. Also, I'm gonna just put some checks here, so just so that we know if there's an issue here. So if not lib handle, we'll just print some debug stuff here so that if this crashes because it can't be opened, we know why. So let's do it this way. Do debug. Yeah. DL open. Oops. Send S, and we'll just call DL error to get a string that we can print and see what the error was. And then here we'll do, don't need to check this one again. Do that. And then we'll do DL do debug. DL sim. That's one issue. The other issue is that, and this actually might have been the reason why I was sometimes just randomly crashing here, but it wasn't so much of a problem. Like, it was working for most of the weekend. Apparently on Linux, I don't know if it's just a Linux thing, but the file time just gets modified before the file's actually written to disk. So if your program is really fast or your disk is really slow, which I suspect was the issue on my laptop, there's a race condition where you can try to load the library before it's even ready to be loaded, and then DL open will just complain that the file's not big enough. And that's very weird. So anyways, you can fix that probably by just putting a sync here, which for some reason isn't documented in the POSIX. It's just probably because it's like a syscall. But anyways, that just works. So we just have to include this unistandard.h if that's the case. That should build just fine. And we'll commit that. So that means these two things are done. Also, I believe this other thing here, setting the alpha value, we just do that now, so I can delete that one. And then, what else here? And the rest of these we still need to work on. So, close this, build, make sure this still launches from the old bugger. Not sure why my GPU is being like a little laggy today, but apparently it is. So we will go back here and we'll find some nice color. Not this nice color. Somewhere in here. Right, so that's good. Now let's just do a quick commit here. Yeah, so avoid race condition and buggy glibc code path in debug. We'll do that one. And then the next thing I think I want to do is change this back. So this is not a color that has this problem, but sometimes there are some colors that you set in HSV, like this one, where continuously switching back and forth to RGBA loses some precision, and this just, gets rounded to some dumb thing. So I don't know why I just did that, to be honest. I made that change last time. Instead of doing that, we will just always store RGBA, like specifically sRGBA, so it'll be a normalized vector. And we will just convert it in the places where it needs to be converted for displaying. So the first place is just, so in the status bar, we're going to get rid of these conversions. And here we're going to get rid of this conversion. So none of this is just an issue yet. And then here, yeah, we don't need to do this anymore, because we're just going to keep it stored in sRGB. Just close that, get rid of that. The rest of this should just be fine then, like that. And then up here, this is where we have to actually do the conversion because we're doing this display. Oh, and also in this one, so this is going to be the HSV texture. So this part is fine. And then fill HSV image. Here, we're going to want to convert to HSV. So we'll do HSV, RGB to HSV, or we just pass that in. And then that will fix this one. Up here, where we're doing this color wheel, we don't need to do this check anymore. Get rid of that. We don't need this V color variable at all. And then do slider. In do slider now, we have to do some conversion. So this first part is just going to be talking about the these labels. So that's fine. I actually want to make a change about those labels actually as well, but we'll get to that one after. And then held IDX. So here, we have to do that check for the context to mode. This line's going to be like way too long if I do that, so let's just do it this way. If context to mode equals PM HSV, some of this code is going to need to get like changed a little bit. Maybe even refactored to like a function. So when I go to add like a different color space, all of this is going to have to get kind of shuffled around a bit, but that's fine for now. Current is going to be equal to RGB to HSV. And then, so we'll do that conversion. Else, current is equals the context, not current with 3 R's, context to color dot e held IDX. So that's good. And then here, to store this back, we have to convert it to RGB if the mode is in HSV. So here we need to do we need to actually cache this in that case. So yeah, we'll do this. V4 HSV. So we need to add some stuff here. HSV is going to be equal to this. And then HSV dot E current. And then HSV dot E, same thing. And then context color is going to be equal to RGB to HSV. HSV. And that's all fine, I think, now. And then let me see here. So this code is only if that's in that mode, so that's fine. This I kind of want to clean up a little bit, but we will probably just leave that for now. And that's fine. This part is fine. And this triangle part, yeah, it's just this is just literally the triangles. And then this part, again, is totally okay. That's just these numbers. Oh, but the current needs to be in the right color space. Yeah, why are we doing this here? We need to update current in this thing, so yeah, this whole thing should just be done outside here. This whole this part. And then we don't need this one in here. And then this one still looks good to me. We update current if it needs to be updated, and then we can use current down here for drawing. And current will be in HSV, which is what we want. So that should be good. We can try rebuilding this, I guess. Okay, so that's not being used, and then something wrong is going on here. Where I think I see what the problem is. So first of all, yeah. Interesting. Wait. Oh yeah. Yeah. No wait. What? HSV to RGB is unused. That's wrong. Here where we need to convert back, it should be HSV to RGB. That's not the only issue here, but that's part of the problem. Yeah, so the other problem is that yeah, it's this part. Right. That's annoying. We might have to just like make use of this check twice here. Right, so current's actually supposed to be the current after this function here is supposed to be the label index current, but yeah, okay. It makes this code like a little hairy. Possibly this logic can be like simplified though. Maybe that's what the issue is. That's kind of gross, isn't it? Okay, let me see here. So if hovering and held IDEX is -1, this just feels like wrong altogether. Like it's like not wrong, but like it worked, but it just feels kind of janky. Um, to do it like this. If hovering if in here, if yeah, so this part of the code is kind of janky. That is why this is difficult. So I should just rethink this quickly. If the label IDEX, if the held, okay, so when should we be setting the held index basically? We should be setting the held index if if we're hovering over something and we press left and we hold it. If is mouse button down. And maybe it's easier just to keep it like described how it was described before. So would like this to be if hovering because this is where it like really should be getting used, and then still need to keep track of the label index. Um, Held index. I think. I don't think it matters if the held index is -1 here. Oops, I didn't re-enable that one. Yeah, so here, that is good. Move this down here. Oops, didn't mean to bring that one with me. Okay. So that is fine. This should be if hovering. Oh no, I see. It doesn't have to be hovering. It's if hovering or held index. And then in here, what we do is we do oops. Okay, so that will do some of the job. Up here, current. We're like doing some extra work here, but yeah, this code is kind of starting to look a little bit of a mess, to be honest. I don't know if there's like a better way of doing this. Like, so let's just say that this um and then current here. So this one will always set current for this scope, which is good. If we miss this, we still need to check down here, current. We need to just do this again, but with like the label IDEX. It should be up here still. We're checking again here. We don't need current in here. Or do we actually need current? I don't think I should move this down here. We need current for just for this part, so probably makes more sense to just do this. Then it's at least grouped together. Let's also maybe just make sure this is all like this. It's clear what's going on here. It's clear this is like a group of code. Yeah. Okay. What is going on? Why is this like even worse than before? Where is it used uninitialized? So that's actually a, yeah, okay, yeah. So this was wrong. That's actually an argument for why that should have just been left uninitialized, because if I had initialized it to 0, it would have been more difficult to just find, I think. Okay. Why are some of these just drifting? Yeah. Why did that happen? Okay, so that's actually like even worse now. Because now it has to do this conversion. Wait, so it shouldn't be updating though unless we shouldn't be updating this unless we're in here. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, right. So that's like worse than what it was before, to be honest. Like the problem is that like HSV is just like a bigger color space than RGB. Um, or the other problem could be in these HSV to RGB functions. Oops. Yeah. It could be like a problem with just using these raylib functions too often or too much. Um, so it might be better to. Huh. So that's like strictly worse than the rounding error, to be honest. That's a problem. I don't know, maybe it's just better to not to leave it how it was, where if you do this over and over again, it can. I don't know if there's like a way to fix that. Because just storing it in RGB doesn't fix it. Storing it in HSV might fix it, but yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's like just gonna be worse no matter what. Because yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. Not a big fan, to be honest. So what we should do instead is just not do that. And then do a build quickly. Now we can only do that if we do this, otherwise it's fine because it's just stored in HSV when we're in HSV mode. It might make more sense to just store it in HSV the whole time. I wonder. Um, Let me try that. If we just assume that the color is always in HSV, then what? Um, that would be fine. And then need to make sure this fill HSV image is not, yeah, it's assuming it's taking an HSV. I wonder if that was like a bug before, but it didn't seem to be. So, um, yeah, it looks good to me. And then if we assume that we're in HSV and do status bar, then what? We're not doing these conversions. Label RGB, we need to get the yeah, so here we're gonna read in a texture or read in a new color. I think we should assume there's one other thing I think here, so probably we should just initialize these all. Something like that. 255. So here we are going to do color normalize. Yeah. Oops. So let's do a v4 new dot rv equals this. And then this is just going to be this. Okay, so that would be good. And then here, we're always going to assume this first case. And then print that. And then the rest of this looks fine. Why is there this like order screwed up like that? It's annoying. Okay, so in the do slider now, we assume the color is just stored in HSV. Then what do we get? So here, if the mode is RGB, we have to do this differently. Yeah, so if the mode is just RGB, oops. Okay, so that's good. Here, we still need to do this thing how I did it last time. With the HSV, except this will be a little bit different. And then here, This could very well just have the same problem as the RGB, to be honest, but you'll see. Otherwise, current just equals, otherwise context thing equals current. Go to that, set this, good. Hey, this might just, it's probably fine. And then down here, this current depends on which space we're just in. Which is why I had that factored out before. Since this is very likely just gonna get deleted anyways, let's just do the dumb thing again. Copy this exact code. Only here I don't think we're storing anything to current again, so we can do this. Oops. So that's fine. Here. No, we do need the RGB. Need the RGB. This code was a little weird. That's fine. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that is now broken again. Why? Wait. Yeah, sorry. I did the dumb thing again. Yeah. I did the dumb again. This is supposed to be label IX. Okay. Yeah, so then changing in RGB. So it just really wants to be kept in the mode that you're currently interpolating in at all times. And then the only time that it can just start drifting is if you start toggling back and forth between RGB and HSV. Seems to me that's the only way it can just work properly. Which kind of sucks, but it is how it is. Yeah, so that's unfortunate, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll just delete that. Sometimes you gotta just you just gotta write the code and see if it's gonna work, and you have to be okay with just deleting it. I don't really care about deleting code, to be honest. I actually like deleting code, so that's fine. So let's build this. So now this is back to where we were before, where there's no like weird drifting because we just do the thing where we're supposed to be doing the thing. But we can now go on to this next. So did I have a note about that one? I don't think so. I'm gonna do like scaling. Okay, let's do scaling. But first, I'm just gonna do this other thing. So I realized I don't really know why I have these semicolons here. It's kind of like ugly. And then if we're just gonna do this, then we want this text to be centered again. So we need to bring back center align text in rect. Rect text font size. To do a measurement, we do this, and we need the other one. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Yeah, for this one we need both the delta in. Yeah, we need the delta in width and height, and width. Okay, that's fine. And then the position x here is going to be 0.5 times delta dot w. And then in the do slider, where we just draw the first label here, be this one. We're going to do center align. So that's good, except it like moved over like too much. What happened there? We should just draw that rectangle. Was it like draw rectangle lines? Maybe one time I'll remember it. Draw rectangle lines with a EX, and that one's just gonna be LR.RR, and the thickness will be 3, and the color will be black. Yeah, so that box is kind of in a bad place. The text is just aligned properly in the box, but the box itself is not in the best place. So we're gonna fix the get slider subrects function. to shift this over a little bit. Either there or maybe there. Maybe that one's good. And then here to this lines. So like probably we want the end to be like the same distance as this text box, or we need to shift this over a little bit. So actually this one agrees now with the so yeah, there's like a 0.02 difference, 0.002 difference between the two boxes. It's just this like text kind of like overflows, I think. You like check that by just drawing the VR. Yeah, so that's just like the text is just like a little bigger. That's okay, I think. Let me see here. That's probably fine. Okay. And then we want to enable sliding, so, or scaling. To do that, we need to do a something with the raylib flags. Like Windows. See, what I'd really like from raylib is to allow me to clamp the window. So yeah, so like right in the raylib docs, I don't really see anything about that. It lets you set like the max size and the min size. It doesn't let you like specify that the aspect ratio needs to be maintained. Let me look at like the header. So perhaps the header. I'm just gonna run it through the pre-processor to get rid of all the garbage, the comments that I don't really care about. So in here, we want to look for some sort of flag. So what was the flag we were setting in main right now? Flag vsync hint. So here we go. We can actually enable anti-aliasing. I'm curious about that one. We'll have to restart this. Oops, wrong monitor. That's looking way more slick than before, to be honest. Yeah. I have no idea if that just shows up on the stream or not. There does seem to be like a missing. It does seem to screw up a pixel right here though. Yeah, the multi-sampling anti-aliasing is looking real good. I don't know if we should be setting that though, and instead of just doing stuff correctly. But it's nice. It is nice. I'd also like to do this. This is interesting. So yeah, we can set like this window resizable hint. But we will see what happens with that, to be honest. Yeah. Also, I thought I was not hard coding sizes, but apparently I am. Um, I don't think it like makes sense to just let it resize to arbitrary sizes like this. And like I also don't think it makes sense to just set a maximum. Let me see if like Raylib lets you. Oops. Sorry. Let's just do this. Close this. Get back to the normal sized one. Um, all these seem to get like the similar colors. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, let's just look and see what we can do here. So I'd like to be able to just keep Raylib from doing weird stuff with the window. So let me think. So you can do image resize, window resize. Those are the only is the window resized. See, this is one of those things where it's actually like really easy to just do in so you can set the window size. Then maybe we want to check if the window is resized and then set the window size to like the correct aspect ratio. We could try that. Yeah, let's try. Excuse me. Let's try that. So that's not going to be in here though. It's going to be outside of the drawing loop. So if is window resized, which is supposed to be if it was resized on the last frame. So if is window resized, we are going to get the size, the new size. Where's like the get window size? Uh, well, probably it's just get render width and height, even though, well, yeah. Width equals height, not height. Um, okay, and then we want to maintain this aspect ratio. So for now, we're just gonna hard code this and we'll change it after if it makes sense. Yeah, so actually we don't have to hard code it, we can just use this. Well, potentially it's gonna introduce like rounding errors, but we'll see. With W2H equal to and oops, H to W. I think we only need to do one of these, right? We don't have to scale both of these. Yeah, this makes sense. You only need to scale the one. Is that right? Let me think. So if the height just changes, the height is just, we want to scale the width down. I think you only need the one. Actually, I've written this before, but for some reason my brain is not working. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need both of them. Uh, I'm gonna clean this up in a second here, but I want to see if this even works first. Well, first of all, I need to actually enable the flag. Ooh, what happened there? That's fun. Integer value out of range for parameter. Let me think here. Sorry. So we want what are these for now? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Interesting. Why did that happen? Let me just think about this. So this is just not correct. I am tired. So what is the problem here? So the so we get a new aspect ratio, and we want the new aspect ratio to be the same as the old aspect ratio. So what we do is we say so old width to height is equal to this. So new width to height is equal to, so first of all, these are, of course, just going to be a bunch of zeros. So that's part of the problem. In fact, that might have been the whole problem, to be honest. But so we get the new one, we have the old one. We want to basically, I think we just want to do this with proper floating point values. Hello. Okay, except it's supposed to be width. Or not. Scaling, I'm a dumb. What am I doing with the scaling? Also, I'm like still like wondering what this set monitor HDPI, high DPI means, what that even does for Raylib. Okay, so don't fail me now, math. You just work this out in some inline math here. So 720 by 960 originally. Say we get some new value that is 690 by blah blah blah. We need to scale exactly one of these to match the other thing in the old aspect ratio. Let's say we choose height. So we need to match the height so to get so we know that the original height 960 is equal to um uh let me use my brain. Let me just think about this one here. So what we need is geez, my math today is rough. I don't know what is going on. Yeah. I am having a dumb right now. This might need to come back later because I cannot even think right now. I'm sure as soon as I turn off the stream, I'll just remember how to do math again and be able to solve this. But yeah, let me just yeah, I think we're gonna leave this one off for now. And we're gonna get rid of this resizable flag. Topmost always run transparent. This like doesn't work unless you have compositing. Let's shut up the log. That one shouldn't be so difficult. So trace log. Set trace log level. Probably warnings. If we're not, I mean error. So sorry, error. If we're not in debug mode. Yeah. If debug set trace log level error. Are we going to do that first? Okay. So let's open build.sh. Let's comment out this. Do build over here. Heck is going on with the terminal. Set trace log level. Did I like typo that? Yeah, I typoed that. Do that. And then we'll do the color picker. And that's much better. Yeah, no more useless error messages that are useless messages that aren't really relevant when you're not in debug mode. I mean, they're barely relevant in debug mode, but oops, do that, and then we do this, and then we get those back. So, okay, that's good. Oops, that's what I wanted to do. Okay. Yeah. So let's add that one. Disable raylib info when not in debug. Draw labels centered without colon. Okay, so there's that. Scaling will have to come out. That one's done. Set a default color when no colors are loaded. Let's do that. Do that. We'll just pick a color that looks decent enough. So it's not just black, because black is kind of blah. Let's go into here. I'm gonna say it's gonna be probably some sort of bluish cyan. Maybe something like this. Let's copy that one. The main.c. Yeah, for now, we'll just do this. v4 dot r equals 0.58. That's HSV. Let me switch to RGB. 19 dot g equals 0.44. Dot b equals 0.71 and dot a equals 1. Yep, that should be good. Save that. Oh, oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. To close that and relaunch it, we should have that color by default now. Yeah, so that's better. Though that's like not the best one because it is not like a stable. Well, oh well. Actually, yeah, I want to pick a stable one. There is stable ones, it's just that did not happen to be a stable one. Okay, that one is a stable one. It's like kind of bright, which is a little annoying. Funny. Of course, that will like make it not so stable, which is a little annoying. Hmm. You better to pick like a color that was gonna be stable when we just I mean it would actually just be better to not have this stupid drifting problem at all, but solving that is a little annoying. What if we just stored both colors? And then just do the conversion. Um, we could store both colors and then do the conversion when only when you switch modes. That might actually work. No, that's like the same thing. That's the same situation as we have now. Yeah, that wouldn't fix it because that's the same situation. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. Okay, so there's a stable color. Let's use that one. Wait, what? Why did that become not stable? Actually, I think I know why. I think like it's basically there's like a this is like accumulating like random error. It's the wrong place for that. Whereas like when it just boots up like that, it's missing we're missing like the full precision. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Is this literally the same one now? It totally is. Yeah, that's bad. We could use the literal and it will probably solve the part of the problem, maybe. Let's try the clitoral. The clitoral 255. Uh, yeah, right. This is annoying. Very annoying. Yeah, yeah. So that will like keep the value. Is there like a better way that we can just pick like a better color and then try doing that? Um, no, that one's like worse because well, that one's like, I like that one. That's good. 1B seems to be like a very stable location for the red. That's really interesting. Yeah. Cool. Okay. But realistically, the mode could be started in HSV instead of RGB. In which case, we need to actually just have these values as a normal v4. Set a comma. Yeah, that works. I just need to set the flag here for what's the flag called? So if someone's like really eager and paying deep attention to what's going on here, they might notice that like the first frame somehow is not rendered correctly, but uh yeah, I'm not really gonna worry about that one too much. Cool. So that's good. Let's take a look here. Set default color. So now now what? Yeah, the rest of this stuff is math, and I need to have my brain turned on for that. So I think it's gonna have to wait till tomorrow. Um, saved colors. So saved colors, I could start just like laying out the section for that. Gonna go along this edge probably. We can try that and not commit that part. Um, so here we're gonna cut right. We need to yeah. Oops. There's basically two regions here. So this sub-region can probably come out of here. This is going to be rectangle lower and rect upper. So this one is gonna be yeah, we're still gonna leave that little bit of a 5% margin. And then which may or may not be getting obeyed properly. I think it is. And then this, and then this one. And dot y is going to equal the same thing, but for the h. The size is going to be that, and the size is going to be, yeah, this is the same thing, but basically like this, just slightly more readable. And then the lower, same thing, except this is going to be plus pad.y. And then this. That is some annoying pull request that I'll look at later. So for this one, what we want to do is get it's going to be equal to circle area is going to be equal to cut rect left lower not lower, upper, and it's going to be probably 0.8% of the width. And then stack area. Cut rect right. Should be the same thing. Yeah, so then this is going to be circle area dot position dot rv circle area dot position dot RV. Oops. What was the CC? CC was yeah, so that's just the center position. Why is the radius like relative to the center position? Uh, who knows? So let's try this, even though probably not the best way of doing this. How did that 2 show up again? Get out here. Okay. Use of undeclared identifier subregion. Lower. And then this needs to be like halved. Because these should be radiuses, so this should be 29. This should be 3. And this should be 29. Yeah, the circle center. Circle center should be equal to circle A dot position. Let's do this properly. Zero 0.5 times CA dot size dot height. Okay. And then, yeah, so we need to keep track of this still. That can be bigger. Let me see. Then this can get expanded. And this one can get expanded. Okay. So something like that. Actually, this maybe should just be centered still. Like that. And then, yeah, and then we can add some rectangles for the stack here. So, first of all, let's just draw the rect for that. Yeah, so that looks like literally, that looks good. Possibly there could be like a little bit of space, a little bit of extra space here. So like for 8, maybe 4, 7. Somewhere like that maybe is better. And then, yeah, so in here, we're gonna want to subdivide this up into a few different subrectangles. Probably like 1, 2, 3. Let me think here. 3, maybe 6 even. And then we want to take this code. Yeah, so this is where so here, we're gonna calculate this size. So stack area. This is going to be equal to the position.y is fine to start there. Size, again, doesn't need to be scaled. Let's do a draw rounded rectangle instead. Rectangle rounded lines is probably fine as well. So let's do this. The r.r and roundness 1 and segments 0 and color let's do white for now so we can see it. And then I should really pause. Let's just quickly lay out this last little bit and we'll see how this looks. Okay, yeah, so r.size.h should be equal to r.size. Should be, yeah, we need to scale it down by uh 1/6, but so 0.16616. But it needs to have like some padding as well, so like maybe 0.4, and then SA.size dot h times 0.2. See how that looks. Not quite. What happened here? Oh, sorry, 0.16. Yeah, there you go. So probably 5, and then the last one will just be like a button. We're gonna change this out here. So r dot position dot y is gonna be equal to SA dot size dot h. It's gonna be SA dot position dot y plus HA dot size dot h minus r dot size dot h. Now I don't know if I want those like that rounded or if I want them like slightly more square. Oops. Oops. Shouldn't be sitting like that. Anyways. Yeah. Cool. Let us call it there. I think this is an error, right? Yeah. We will continue this one next time. But yeah, roughly that's where the stack should go. We'll click here, it'll push one to the stack, push, and just push it all up the stack. Maybe there should be like slightly more padding between them. But I don't want to like rat hole too hard on that right now. And the size should be like shrunk down some more, like maybe a 0.75 and then something like that maybe. We can get rid of like this black rectangle. Yeah, that could look good. Let's make this this line like a little thicker so it's visible. Oops. Oops, that's the... Am I like calling rectangle rounded lines again wrong? I am. I don't know why this is even still building, to be honest. I don't know where it's finding these headers that allow this to just build. Draw rectangle rounded lines. There should be a float in here that's the line thickness. Rec float segments line thickness color. What am I even calling? Rectangle rounded lines. Like, yeah, who knows? I don't know why that's even building, to be honest. That doesn't make any sense. Where is the header even getting that from? But that's fine. Anyways, we don't need to worry about that right now because we will draw this properly next time. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I'm gonna sign off because I am tired and I can't do any math today. So cool. See you all next time.